Lazarus episode 10, now out, so let's talk about it.
From anime legend Shinichiro Watanabe, Lazarus premieres April 5th at midnight in Toonami.
So the newest episode of Lazarus is now available for you guys to go and watch, and we are now getting into the end game of this anime. And episode 10, to me, is definitely one of the better episodes again, as it really feels like we are now getting closer and closer to the truth and where Skinner truly is. So in this episode, we get a lot of reveals, a lot of truths get exposed that have now enhanced the story for me. So the first one is, they are talking about maybe Skinner has a artificial heart. Now, the whole idea is, I love the opening of this episode, by the way, with the news and everything, and talking about, people starting to get sick now. The effects are starting to come in. We've only got 6 more days until everything hits the fan. The hospitals are full. Please stay home if you're sick. Don't come to the hospitals. We can't, help you or anything like that. And this is where it turns into, did Skinner get a heart transplant? Like, get an artificial heart? But the thing is, hospitals can't do that in here. So they talk about, there is one place that does this, and that is for the elite of the elite. No one knows about it except for the people who are at the tippy top. And I was like, that's a very fascinating thing, and I would love if they went into that. And they did. So this is what they're going to do. Leland then comes out dressed as if he is some sort of elite guy, like he's part of some elite family. And you're like, okay, Leland's got an idea here. He might know how to get in. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So we get a bit of the backstory to Leland in this episode. So we start to understand that this guy is actually from one of the elite families. He actually is. And there's this whole history around him with his father, his sister, who we meet in this episode, and the family itself. So he goes back to here. He takes Doug and Axel with him. And dude, Doug just asking Axel all these questions constantly. And Axel's like, why are you asking me? Like, what's going on? I love that interaction. It's hilarious. So they come and they can't believe it. They're like, wait a second. You live here? Like, this is your actual house? It's massive, by the way. And this is where we get introduced to the sister, who has been waiting for Leland to come back. Leland's been gone for a very long time, and now that he's back, she is super happy, but at the same time, she does have a go at him for, not being there, because the father didn't pass the reins on to her. It's always got to be a male that takes over. So she's like, you need to stay here and take over. If you do that, I'll introduce you to the doctors and everything, which is a very interesting concept. And then he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. We need to find Skinner and that. Introduce me there. And she's like, well, you spend a weekend with me. I think that's fair. And he's like, okay, but it's going to be next weekend, right? And she's like, next weekend, what? And so they get introduced to the doctor. And this is where we find out Skinner actually did have a heart transplant. And they are able to trace this. But Skinner, being so smart, cut that off. He cut that from them so they won't be able to trace it exactly. But they can trace who is actually monitoring it, which is something fascinating. So you can see we're getting closer and closer. Meanwhile, we have our heads of Lazarus, the chick and the bald guy, watching this video of an airport incident with Skinner involved, and how he was shot and his bag exploded and it caused chaotic and it killed some people, like this smoke that was inside it. So we're getting some interesting stuff, but that is not the biggest revelation that we got. We also got that Axel has been experimented on while he was in prison. So now I'm starting to think, okay, now it's starting to come a bit more clear. Maybe this is why they're sending that other guy, Mr. Ghost, after Axel, because Axel actually is one of the only survivors of the experiments that took place in there. And it's very interesting. Maybe he already has the cure to Hapner in him. Like, that's just throwing theories around now. It's just getting more interesting. Like, what we always thought, why was Axel so, important to bring in here? Maybe this is the reason why. Maybe he actually has the cure already, but they just don't know about it. Like, what were these experiments about? Like, what was the true purpose of them? Whether they tried to find the correct, chemical balance of Hapner Was that what it was? I don't know. But what is the connection with him and this other doctor? He's got to go save this person that was treating on him. And it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. So we not only did learn about Leland, we also now have Elena, who found out where this person is that's tracking Skinner, is in Pakistan. So she's going to go to Pakistan with Doug. They're both going to go over there now. We had the insane ending where Axel is going to go save and get this client that is needed, which is the person that he is associated with within the system of the prison where he was experimented on. But then we have Ghost arrive, and he's just sitting there on top. He drops down, and there's a big explosion, and he's just walking. And that scene with him, with the fire in the background, oh my word. It's next week's episode is set up brilliantly. It really is. We're going to get the Axel Ghost fight. I think that's going to happen here. And I think there's a connection with Ghost. There has to be something with Ghost that makes this connected with Axel. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all goes down. But I think this episode did a really, really good job at revealing things to us, connecting the dots that we had been waiting for. And I truly now feel like we are getting closer and closer to Skinner. You know, after the start, I've been very critical of the start of Lazarus. But I must say the second half of this anime has really picked it up and really gone a lot higher in quality. It does feel like they are making progress now to finding Skinner. Where before it felt like we were just there. They were just doing random missions and stuff like that. It never really felt like it. But once we started getting development of the characters, we started to actually dive in to try and find Skinner properly. We are now getting more. And we're also getting more of Skinner as a person and as a character, which is something that I like as well. Like, what is this guy's true motivation for Hunter? Was this, like, what was it? And I love that aspect. One thing I do wish we dived into a little bit more of that I think we've kind of gone away from was the idea in, I think it was episode 7, of them going through and watching the world through Skinner's eyes to understand his motivations and who he was. That's kind of gone to the side now. That kind of was like a one-liner thing for that one character, for Chris, and that's it. And I would have liked to see a little bit more of that played into it, but it is what it is. But overall, I enjoyed this episode. I think Lazarus is starting to now pick up. We got 6 days still left. Oh man, we got Ghost and Axel about to go at it. I can't wait. So let me know what you guys thought of episode 10. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you not? Maybe you didn't, and that's okay. You know, everyone likes different things. Everyone finds things differently and stuff. So it's no dramas, but I want to hear your opinion anyway. Smash it in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.